name's Cyndi Williams, and this is Bliss to Abundance. I am your host, and I started in the travel industry way back in the 90s, and I have a passion for three things: amazing coffee mugs, crazy earrings, and travel. And my purpose in life is to help others follow their bliss into abundance. If travel's not your thing, that's totally cool. You'll still get some value out of our content here. But if you are thinking about getting in the travel industry, you're in the travel industry, you run a team, wherever you are in your travel journey, my goal is to best support you and bring you valuable content to help you grow. So I see people are still logging on. Welcome, welcome. I always share my fun little coffee mug. So how cute is this little guy? Right? My kids got that for me for Christmas a couple years, and it's in my collection. I don't think we've showed that one, or at least not recently in the show. So at any rate, today we're talking about a super hot topic. To fee or not to fee, that is the question. When you are in the travel industry, sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't to implement fees. And this is a really hard thing for new agents and sometimes even experienced agents, because they just don't know how to have the conversation with the client, how to introduce a fee. If introducing a fee, they're worried it's going to cost you business. So it's balancing all of these things around fees. Like some agents do it, some don't, and there's, controversy on the whys. So I thought I would just, share my thoughts about fees and give you guys some really good things to think about to see if it makes sense for your custom agency, because everybody's agency is a little bit different. So before we jump into the content, if you are listening to this on our podcast on Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff, iHeartRadio, sometimes I show you guys things. So remember, you can also see this content on YouTube. You can also watch it on our TV show Bliss to Abundance on the Raven International Network, on Amazon, and on Roku, and soon to be Apple TV. It's an announcement coming soon. But if you want to catch it later, the replays are always posted there. So let's talk about fees. What are we going to cover? Do I charge a fee? We're going to cover really three basic things. The first thing is, should you charge fees at your agency? Does it make sense to do that? Should you charge fees? Second thing we're going to talk about is, will charging fees cost you clients? And you might be surprised by the answer, but we're absolutely going to dig into that. And then we're also going to talk about how fees can actually attract more luxury clients. And you're going, Cyndi, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? No, I'm not. It works. And I'm going to share the deets today. So should you charge fees at your agency? Let's start there. The first thing you should do is really do an assessment of where your business is today. You interact with clients on a regular basis. What I want you to ask yourself is, do you have a lot of tire kickers in your world? Are they wasting your time? Do you have a ton of tire kickers that are just having you run quotes? There's nothing worse than, you get excited and you're like, oh, this person wants to go here, and you do all this work and all this research, and then boom, they disappear, they ghost you, that you don't know where they went sometimes, right? And then you're angry because you lost that time away from your family, away from your kids. Like, there's other stuff you could have been doing, and you're literally working for free, right? So do you have a lot of that in your world? Is that happening to you a lot today? So make that part of your assessment. The second thing is, are clients ghosting you? Do you do the work? You send them the information. You never hear from them until you see the pictures on their Facebook feed posted from the vacation that they should have booked with you, right? How irritating is that? So do you have people that are ghosting you, or you send quotes and you're like, what happened? Where did they go? And you're racking your brain going, what did I do wrong in this process? And then the last thing is, two more things, sorry. The next one is, do you do a lot of work on non-commissionable items? Are you booking domestic airline tickets for people where you're not getting paid because in the hopes of a future day, they may come back to you for another vacation? In other words, are you working for free? Are you doing stuff for free right now? Right? So if you're having a lot of yeses to these answers so far, we're gonna get into the good stuff here in a second. The last one is, do you offer customer concierge services? So for those of you who really do high-end travel, or even if you just do Disney, there's extra services and concierge things that you're probably doing for clients. If you're doing those things, are you charging for your time? Or are you working for free, right? So just go through that assessment piece. Ask yourself those questions in your world today. And if you have a lot of yeses out of those 4 things that I just asked, then we want to move into the next one. Jennifer's posting a comment here. She works for a company that makes us charge $25. I feel it's unfair to give the fee back to my clients, and so she gives the fee back in a Disney or onboard credit. So yeah, and Jen, lots of people do different things in terms of how you set up your fee structure, and we'll definitely get into that too. But if you're saying yes to a lot of these things and you're like, I feel like I'm wasting my time, I'm working for free, people aren't valuing my time, I'm doing all the work and then they're walking away, and you're like, how am I ever going to make money at this business? And it's overwhelming. Like, it makes you want to quit, right? Because no one wants to work for free. We can't afford to work for free. Most of us have kids or families or car payments or house mortgages and all that good stuff. We have bills to pay. So how are you going to make money from this business? So don't take it personal, but you guys have heard me say on other calls, take radical responsibility for where you are right now. Don't take it personal. Try not to get frustrated, although I know how frustrating it is when you have clients that do that to you. Your job as the CEO of your business, as the boss of your business, is to fix your process. Decide what you have to do differently, whether it's setting stronger expectations or implementing fees. What are you going to have to do differently to eliminate this chaos out of your business, to eliminate you wasting your time? And that's why sometimes fees make sense, sometimes they don't. But do the assessment piece and then know that whatever the result of the assessment is, it's your job to fix it. You're the boss. But that also, like, let that be empowering, because you can fix it. You don't have to go through another entity or get approval. If you are your own company, and if you are, whether you're a solo travel agent, unless you work for someone else, and then like Jen, she's restricted to someone else's rules. But if you're running your own agency or you're just working from home as a solo shop, you can decide whenever you want to make policy changes or to make adjustments. So just know that's part of your tough job of being the boss, right? So here's the thing. Some agents feel like they need to be the cheapest. People would never pay me a fee. Why would they pay me a fee? They can book on the internet. They can do this. So what they do is they present themselves as, I'm the cheaper option. I'm the less expensive option. I work for free for you. And these are things that you see in their messaging. Whether you charge a fee or not, understand that how you message and how you state those things, whether it's in online, in your content, in conversations with people, there are other things that can be derived or come of that messaging. So what do I mean by that? 2 things happen when you are presenting and putting messaging out there that says, I'm the free, I'm the cheapest, I'm the least expensive. One is your mindset is from a place of lack. There's not enough clients, there's not enough money, people would never pay me a fee. We learn this in wealth consciousness. Like, if you've ever taken a wealth consciousness course, you like attracts like. So when you talk about the things that you don't do, that, you're telling the clients, I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't do this. Where is the opportunity to tell them what you do? When you present the can'ts or the cheapest, that can be kind of a slippery slope. So what do I mean by that? Like, if you put out the messaging, you're saying, I am willing to work with anyone, right? Come work with me. Come and I'm going to help you no matter what, because I'm the freest, I'm the cheapest, I'm the whateverest. And I want to use like an example that's not travel related, because what you're willing to invite in your business, what you're willing to put up with, is going to be what's going to come into your experience, and what you subconsciously or consciously are really attracting. What you think about, you bring about. Like attracts like. So if you're in this mindset of lack, no one would do this, I have to scramble for clients, then that's the ones that are going to come. So let's do a non-travel example. Like, everybody's had a bad boyfriend or girlfriend, right? Like that person who didn't value you, they didn't get you, they wasted your time, whatever, it just wasn't a fit, right? you invested time and energy in this person, but at some point there was a straw that broke the camel's back where you said, ugh, I'm not going to put up with this crap anymore. I am not willing to have this type of relationship. And that's a very personal one, right? So at some point all of us have had that sticky breakup where you're like, oh, I don't want to do that again. Or once I saw it, once it was clear, and let it go. And what happens when you let that person go in that experience and you consciously decide, I am not going to settle. I am not going to settle for less in my relationships anymore. Maybe some of you have done this super successful in your love life and in your marriages, but you have to mirror that same process in your business. So understanding what you're willing to accept and deciding that you are not willing to deal with tire kickers, that you are not willing to give your time away freely, can be a very empowering thing, because when you shut off that faucet of people wasting your time, all of a sudden your energy shifts and now you have time for people who are better, more valuable, higher ticket clients. So it's a real, it's a conundrum, right? Because you have to be willing to say that. And if you don't have any clients yet, that's the hardest part, because you're like, Cyndi, it seems so counterintuitive. How can I turn away business? Well, if they were going to waste your time anyway, was it really worth it? That first time that you turn away a tire kicker, whether it's with a fee or setting expectations, and they go, well, okay, it's not a fit, and you realize you just got 4 or 5 hours of your life back and you don't have to deal with that situation, that's time you can spend on marketing or going after targeting better clients. And it becomes kind of like when you break up with a bad boyfriend or the bad girlfriend. It becomes empowering, like, I made that decision. I'm not gonna settle for less, and a shift happens. That's what you're trying to accomplish. So that's the first thing, the whole mindset piece around, what are you willing to invite into your business? The second one is, what is presenting yourself as the cheapest or free? What does it do that you don't realize? Oh, this is juicy stuff. So if your messaging says, I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't do this, it leaves people wondering, okay, well that's amazing. It's free. They give away their time, and I can use their time for free. But you also aren't spending time telling them what you do, right? It also sends a subtle hint of desperation. I need clients, so I do all this stuff. I do this, and I do this, and I do this. If you're, or I don't do this, right? So it sends that subtle hint that you need clients. People who are in demand, people who are highly regarded, don't ever chase clients, right? And so again, and that comes from that whole, like, what vibe are you putting out there? Because that's going to equal who comes back into your business. So the next thing is, when you're in that place, it also says, I give away my time for free. In other words, I don't value my time, and you don't have to either. You are inviting people to come in and say, hey, I work for free. I do all this for free. I love it. It's great. You're inviting them to waste your time, whether you realize it or not. And that, of course, that's not your intention, but in your messaging, if people see that and then you're attracting the wrong clients, they are going to take your invitation and they are going to come and waste your time. So that's a tough one, but let that resonate for a second, right? And on a side note, guys, I'm not saying you have to charge a fee, but advertising the fact that you don't charge fees, screaming it from the rooftops, that is not creating the impact that you think it is, right? So whether you charge fees or not, think about your messaging and how you present that and how you put it out in the world. Next up, we are going to talk about how fees can actually attract more luxury clients. So we're going to have a quick commercial break, and we'll be back in just a second.
Meg loves to travel. She's tired of her stressful job and wishes she could have her own travel business. Meg heard travel agents get amazing discounts and work from home or while they travel. This sounds perfect, but Meg has no idea where to start. Meg is worried she will fail because she's never worked in travel and launching a business is overwhelming. That's when Meg found Careers on Vacation, which taught Meg everything she needed to launch her portable, profitable travel business. Meg got to work with industry expert Cyndi Williams and the Careers on Vacation team to launch her travel business in just weeks. Now Meg is helping families book dream vacations, earning amazing commissions, and traveling the world. Meg is so grateful she found Careers on Vacation.
Welcome back, and we are talking about fees today. We are going to dive into how having fees or at least strong expectations can actually attract more luxury clients. When I work with, when clients work with me, they hire me, they go through my Careers on Vacation mastermind because they are trying to do really one thing. They're trying to make more money in less time. I mean, really, that's everybody's goal, right? They want to attract more luxury clients. Would you rather sell, if your goal is to sell $40,000 in travel this month, would you rather sell 4 $10,000 trips, or would you rather sell 8 $5,000 trips? Well, 4 trips and dealing with 4 clients is way less work than dealing with 8. So of course you'd want to sell 4 and just make them bigger ticket. So luxury clients are key to more work-life balance, more abundance with less effort. So that's what we're all looking for, right? So where do I start with my clients when they come into our Careers on Vacation program? The first thing I like to do is we do a private call, but we do an assessment. And we really say, like, what is your brand out there doing right now? What is it saying? What does it look like? What might we need to tweak or change? And the goal is always to eliminate that tire kicker out of their environment and to invite more luxury clients. That's a goal for all of us, right? So what can you do? What are some things that you can do? First thing is, I want you to recognize getting into the mindset of your client is everything. From a luxury client's point of view, get into their mind. When you say, I don't charge a fee, when you say, I'm the cheapest, my services are free, what a luxury client is thinking, and step back a second, like luxury clients, these are people who value time and convenience above everything. They drive the nicest cars, they live in fancy houses, they have maid service, they have lawn service, they have CPAs to do their taxes, and they value quality. So when they see free, cheapest, I don't charge XYZ, what they're thinking is, maybe there's a reason they don't charge a fee. You get what you pay for. Ooh, that's a tough one, because I know you guys are doing a good job and you're not meaning to send this message. They might think, well, they must be inexperienced, they have to start somewhere, so that's why they're doing that. From a luxury client standpoint, that can be the mental track that they kind of go through. The secret with luxury clients is they value time and convenience above everything. They value quality, they value expertise, and outside of time being the most important thing to them, they value working with the best. They work super, super hard. They have a lot of money. They want to make sure if they're going to take time away from their lives and spend money to go on an amazing luxury vacation, that it's going to be good. So they want, just like they hire a CPA to do their taxes so they have a good result, and a professional cleaning service that's insured and bonded so they're protected, the same thing, they want to hire the best. So be the best. Present yourself as the best. That makes a world of difference. Free is like almost an insult to their lifestyle. Like, why would I use someone who's free? Like, I'm looking for someone amazing to handle my $40,000 safari to Africa, right? So because they hate wasting their time, they also respect people that value their time. So think about that. If you present yourself as someone whose time must be respected, they respect that. They get that. You have almost instant credibility because you say, here's how I work. And when I do a travel call and I'm working with a client, I get their information, I qualify them, and I go into, right before I go into the expectation piece, I get them all excited about their trip, and then I go, great, that's awesome, Mr. Smith, so here's how I work. And then I proceed to lay out my expectations as we're going to work together. And sometimes that includes a fee and sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the scope of work. So all of this to say, even if you don't want to charge a fee, you have to be cautious of your messaging. And if you do want to charge a fee, I think it's a great way to eliminate tire kickers and to stand in your truth of, I am going to start valuing my time. I am not going to work for free anymore. So what can you do today to kind of start your journey on this process? I would say the first thing and most important is adjust your messaging. Do your assessment first and say, where am I in the scope of new agent, experienced agent, knowing that more luxury agencies, we're charging fees. Like, we do that because we don't have time to work with people wasting our time. Our time's way too valuable. But do the assessment piece that we talked about at the top of our first. Secondly, adjust your messaging immediately. If you realize you're doing this and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how that could be perceived from a luxury client's perspective. So, people tell me all the time, I want more luxury clients. Cyndi, I want more luxury clients. This is one of the steps, one of the many steps that you can do to start that transition of going down a path of attracting more luxury people. And then decide what are your new boundaries going to be? Are you going to have expectation talks with your client? Are you going to start introducing fees? And by the way, there's a lot of different ways to implement fees. There's plan to book fees where they get the money back. There's a straight up fee to make sure they're not wasting your time. There's, consulting or a planning fee or group fees. There's all kinds of different fees and ways that you can monetize your agency. There's two reasons to have fees. One of them is the most important, I think, is to get people out of your environment you don't want to work with. The other one is to make your agency more profitable. And for me, because I have a team of agents who work for me, I don't want them to get burnt out and waste their time. So implementing a fee, even if it's a small one, saves them hours and they don't quit in 3 or 4 months because people are just ghosting them and disappearing. And guys, listen, if introducing fees, grandfathering them into your clients, getting a monetizing process in line for your agency, the other thing you can really do is, if you're not already, apply for the Careers on Vacation Mastermind. Fees, monetizing, talk tracks, making your agency more profitable. This topic today is just one of dozens of things that we teach you in our program to make sure you are growing your agency to that 6 figures and beyond mark, which is, yay, where we want to be. But not just that. It's not just about the money. It's also, today is about time. If you can get to that 6 figures with way less clients, wouldn't you rather do that to make your life balance so much more amazing? So I invite you to apply for that. We are super tight on space. We are getting ready to waitlist. Just before this call, we had 3 new people that got accepted into the program. So that's amazing. Congratulations to you guys. I can't wait to work with you. But since the launch of the TV show, we're busy. We're super busy. So if you are thinking about going through it now or in the summertime, don't wait to book your call with the team, careersonvacation.com/ready now. And guys, no matter what, I wish you so much love and abundance. I see that there's a million comments. I'm going to go back later and I'm going to read every single one, because I would love to hear, you contributing to the conversation and from your perspective, how you feel about it. And if this video can help someone and other agents out there, please feel free to share. My goal, like I said at the beginning of this call, is to help inspire you guys to follow your bliss into abundance. You can follow your bliss all day long, but unless it's making your family money, that's the goal. So I always try to bring great value in these calls. So I wish you guys so much love, so much abundance. I wish you the world. Thanks for tuning in today, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.